morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be all over the world. This is Concerned Christians Outreach. Once again, I am here once again to remind you that Jesus Christ is coming back the second time to take his anointed people to his everlasting kingdom. Will you be one of those he will take? Will I be? God wants us to be one of those people he will take to his everlasting kingdom. But will it be on a platter of gold? No. A record of how you manage your family is being taken. And this is going to be used against you. So, my dear listener, if there is any area where you have faulted, I'm advising you that you should start to change immediately. Start to change today. Tomorrow may be too late. Jesus Christ may come anytime. He says he will come like a thief in the night. All he wants us is that he wants us to prepare for his coming. Yes. This is part of the preparation. We are urging you, including myself, that we should take our marital life seriously. The children you produce, how you manage your home, which is going to affect the society in which you are, everything is being recorded. May God help us. For the past episodes of this program, we have talked about what we mean by sex in marriage. I want to remind you that sex is an important aspect of marriage. Sex solidifies a relationship. A marital, not ordinary relationship, a marital relationship. And it is advised that you should have regular sex so as to make your love life very healthy. How many times do we do it? Depends on you. All is that you should see that you do it regularly. But today, we want to look at something which may appear different from what we have talked about in the last 2 weeks. We said, and that is, what we want to talk about today is sexless marriage. That is a marital life that lacks sex, where sexual activity is either absent or at low ebb. That is what we call sexless marriage. Marriage. It is a marital union in which little or no sexual activity occurs between spouses. It is found in those couples where sexual intimacy occurs fewer than 10 times per year. But we should take note of one point. Lack of sex does not necessarily mean marriage is not working. Let us ask ourselves, what are the causes of sexless marriage? Sexless marriage develops over time due to many causes. It does not develop just in one day. It's something that develops over some time. And one of the causes is where one partner desires sex, but he or she is hurt or got turned down on too many occasions. When you turn down your spouse for sex on too many occasions, the desire for sex might probably start dying at that point. 2, when one spouse gets too busy or neglectful, it is always work. He has no consideration for his partner. He is too busy and becomes neglectful. And this can cause sexless marriage. Or where we have one or both spouses having communication problem of some sort. They may be living in the same house, they don't talk to each other, they have communication problem, they are keeping malice, and all those type of things. There will definitely be no sex. Or where the couple has a lot of marital problems, e.g., lack of trust, anxiety, misunderstanding, pressure from children. All this can affect a couple's sexual patterns. Let us take the case of pressure from children. Especially as it will have it at this time, where the economy is very bad. Then both the couple tries to be talking, hey, the children are coming tomorrow to take money. At the time they ought to use to make love, they will use that time to talk about the problem, how they are going to get money, or all those things. So, all this can affect a couple's sexual patterns. Also included are the demands of childbearing. Some women, instead of paying attention to their husbands, they pay attention to their babies, their children. They neglect the man. And this will definitely affect their sexual life. Then, childbearing can also lead to stress. If the woman has no time to rest, the baby is 8 months old and she's already pregnant with another child. That stress. She has 3 babies that are just 10 months or 11 months older than each other. Then there is problem. Then adultery can cause it in 2 ways. There will be reduced sexual interest in their spouse, and when discovered, the innocent one might not be willing to have sex again. Then low-level sexual desires. e.g., lack of sexual vitality due to age. Then post-trauma. One of the spouses losing sexual interest in regular companion. Now, if you have difficulty during any stage of the sexual act, you can have difficulty, e.g., erectile dysfunction or ability to achieve orgasm, which may result from side effects of medication or illegal use of drugs. Then, even after delivering a baby, a woman may have post-pregnancy issues and hormonal imbalances. One of them may be ill. So, if one is ill, there can be no sex. Or, in some cases, if the couple mutually agree to abstain from sex due to religious principles, they both agree that we will not have any sex. Perhaps they are fasting and prayer and other things. Or they want to avoid sexually transmitted disease, or want to avoid conception. That at least if we don't have sex, there will be no conception. So, my dear listeners, there are other factors that can cause a marriage to be sexless. Chronic marital conflict can generate permanent hostility. And marriage could solely be for legal purposes. That just let us marry, as some people do overseas, for legal purposes. Perhaps for tax, or I want to get a permanent resident permit, all this. So without that type of marriages, there is no sex. But in conclusion, I want to remind you that God wants sex in marriage to actualize His blessings for procreation. So, my dear listeners, the sexless marriage is not a good way to keep your marital life burning. But if conditions now lead to you having a sexless marriage, make sure you control it in a way that it will not lead to divorce. May God help us.